Why number 20?
Honestly, I didn't even want to be number 20.
Wow.
I wanted to be 12, but JB got that. And then I said I wanted to be like 12. No, I said 12 20, and 29. And I got that, and they gave me 20.
Did your pops wear 29?
Nah, my dad wore 27.
Why'd you want to be 29?
Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Oh,
That's my favorite player ever. Like, I be DMing Minkah. I be DMing him like I used to DM him. I swear, like, I DM'd him like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, talking about happy birthday, big bro. Like, can't wait to like be on the same team. He still ain't respond yet, but nah, that dude, I want to be just like him one day.
Shaun's interviewed Minkah. He's calling him.
I'm gonna see if he probably had practice. I'm gonna see if he answer.
Nah, I don't want to be no fangirl. I don't want to start blushing and stuff.
Bro,
you straight.
already said it.
It's already over with.
November 17, 2020. Happy B-Day, big bro. Can't wait to start training. I look up to you. And then this was March 7th. What's up, Minkah? I know you probably won't respond. I wore 29 my junior in high school because of you. I'm training. Do you have any advice for me?
Ben said, "Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling."
Yeah.
That's what's up though. Nah, Minkah's tough.
Nah,
But I must be old, huh?
No, you're old. That's why I thought you wore Adidas during.
All right. No, I must be old just because Minkah's my class.
Is he really?
Yeah, we're in the same class.
Yeah, he's going on like year 8 or something like that.
I don't think he.
Nah, he can't be on year 8.
He has to be.
Sean's not
he might
that
be
old.
like year 5.
No,
year
he's
6.
longer than that.
He
Nah,
left.
'cause
He left.
he got
left in
traded
2018.
early.
He left. He probably first.
Year,
rookie
I'll
year
say
was
year
2018.
6. Year 6 or year 7. No, he's not year 5.
He was NFL Draft 2018.
Yep.
2.
So 5.
Ah, really?
Yeah, because he just got his big contract.
Yeah, he
His next,
got
he just
paid
got
like
a second
80,
one because he got traded on his rookie one.
Yeah, he got traded early in his rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he? He was in Miami.
He
Miami.
was in Miami.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought
I
he was
want
like
to see
8
what that
years.
trade was looking back. But 29's a random number to want.
29 is a random number for him to even pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then now he's 39 at
39.
Steelers.
Yeah.
But nah, I used to watch all of his like videos on YouTube, him at the opening and stuff, him at Bama. I was at the Bama championship game. So yeah.
We're on the same opening team actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then I don't know if you remember Brandon Wimbush, but Brandon Wimbush was his quarterback in high school.
Yeah, I do remember that. Because he had like St. Peter's or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's actually crazy because your pops played in the league, and then Daryl Green is obviously a close family friend of yours. So there's so many people to look up to and go with their numbers, but you chose 29, or you wanted 29 like Minkah. How did your pops feel when you told him? Have you told him that before?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows that. Nah, I mean, there was no pressure. I mean, it wasn't like my dad was some Hall of Fame dude. He played 4 years in the league. He wore 38. No one wanted to be 38. But nah.
38's bad.
Yeah, I ain't gonna wear 30 as a corner. But he wore 27 in high school. Or high school. No, he wore 27 in the league. No, in college actually. I'm tripping. And then Sam wore 27 at U of A too. And I just never really wanted to be 27. Like I think it looked right.
Yeah.
Especially
on a DB.
Yeah, no, I didn't look right. But like in the older days, my dad had his jerseys that cropped a little bit, and it would have like the spats and stuff. So like that made it look a little better. But no, I just didn't want to be 27.
Yeah. No, that's real. And I think just bouncing off of his father, like obviously I'm good friends with Sam. For anyone that doesn't know, Sam also works at Lyrical Lemonade. And Sam is Ben's older brother. But you come from such an interesting family. I talk to Sam about this all the time. Like, his dad played in the league, right? But you have 4 older siblings.
Yeah.
And they all went Division I. Full ride scholarships and are all excelling in, like, their own respective fields.
Yeah.
What was that like to have all those influences in your crib to look up to?
Well, people always ask me that, and they think it was like this like competitive household. But like now that I look back at it, like it really wasn't. Because like when you think about like we're all doing different things. So when we come home, like home was a time to rest. Like home was a time just to like eat dinner. Like my sister would get home at 8:30 at night, like consistently, like Monday through Thursday for gymnastics. Like I wouldn't see them until nighttime. So like you're not trying to compete with them at night. Like you're trying to hang out, see how the day went. And as far as me and Sam went, I mean, I feel like my mom did a good job not allowing Sam to be too hard on me. So I was just able to watch Sam grow up from like a distance and like seeing like all the mistakes he made, the things he did right, And then that was the biggest thing. Like, it was never competitive between any of us. Like, it was just all love between everyone. And we just wanted to be around each other and just enjoy each other's company for real.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting perspective to have as, like, the youngest sibling.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, the second oldest. I have 8 siblings. And, yeah, I like that. I like that perspective you just said about Sam. Like, watching him grow up from a distance, learning from his mistakes, learning from the things he did right. But, like, I know you guys are competitive in this game. What is it called? Threes?
3-ball?
3-ball?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So it's like a 3-point competition. You take it from the right corner, middle, and left corner. You get 3 shots. So it's like basically 9 shots. And, like, don't let them fool you. We both average like 4 out of 9, like 3 out of 9. Like, the when we're competing, like, it's not like no one's hitting like 7 out of 9, 8 out of 9. If you do, like, you were on that day. But no, it's a fair share of battles. I mean, when I went back home over spring break, I got my game just whooped. I mean, he killed me. But then I came back home this time, and somehow the ball wasn't pumped up. We didn't have an air pump, so I think it was ducking the smoke a little bit. Yeah. So we were playing with a flat ball, so I don't really count that.
Yeah. You actually played basketball when you were younger at Bogle?
Man.
What was that like?
Snap. So, I mean, throughout, like, the tryout phase, I mean, I looked the nicest. I had the white tights on, had the elite socks, had the Kyrie Irvings.
The elite socks.
I was feeling, I mean, I was more athletic than everyone, so I was running past everyone. But, like, you didn't really have to understand basketball during the tryout phase. So, I mean, I passed for just being able to run all day. Mm-hmm. And then once the game started, it's funny because I started my first game. I'll never forget. One of the kids looked at, like, a friend was like, Ben started this game. And they're all like, because they all knew, because they knew I couldn't play basketball. And, I mean, I came out within 2 minutes, and I didn't ever see the court again. Yeah. So I was always that. I got, like, trash time. But, yeah, no, I was humiliating because I would miss wide open layups. I would be faster everyone, so I would run down the court, pass everyone, and just miss a wide open layup. And I see my dad in the stands, and I see my mom, and they're just, like, laughing. I'm like, dang, like, this is embarrassing. So, yeah.
That's funny. I know you grew up in Virginia for the first 11 years of your life, and then you moved to Arizona. Yeah. What was that transition like for you?
I mean, it was different just because I feel like D.C. and, like, Virginia is just, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just, like, it's a place where I would want to, like, raise my family. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I grew up with all my childhood friends, and then going to Arizona, that was just a kind of a culture shock. I mean, there was I feel like Arizona kids are much more advanced at a younger age. Mm-hmm. So you're more like exposed to things that you shouldn't be exposed to at that age. So I feel like that was the biggest thing for me. Like I feel like I skipped like 2 grades the next year when we moved to Arizona just because of the things I knew, things I learned. So it was definitely a culture shock for sure. But that was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you moved to Arizona. Mm-hmm. What grade were you in? Like 6th,
I was going to my
grade?
6th grade. Yeah.
And then at a certain point, you run into Mr. Peterson.
Oh my goodness!
Tell me about him.
Nah, that dude changed my life. I just wasn't thinking straight. I mean, I was young. You just all this stuff comes with being young. I was on the wrong track. Like I was really on the wrong track, hanging on the wrong kids, like trying to be someone I wasn't. So it came to a point where my mom had to pull me out of the school I was in, and if she didn't, I probably would have been expelled from that school because I was just creating havoc. I was a little menace. But I ended up working out for the better. So I'll never forget it. Like my mom came home, and she was in disbelief. She was like this isn't the son I raised. I'm just like I'm in 7th grade, so I'm probably like 12. So I'm thinking it's all funny. Like all my friends are laughing at me still. But like it was just dumb. So she was like, she sat me down, just like you're gonna go to CCA, Chandler Christian Academy. I'm like, what? Like CCA? And I went there, and I'll never forget. We went for an open house, and CCA was so small. It was like our classrooms were in 4 mobile homes. So it was like really like 4 mobile homes, but that was elementary school through middle school. So think about that. So only four buildings for like 8 grades. So my graduating class was 7 kids. So I'll never forget walking into this building. I'm like looking around. And I'm like Mom, like this school's weird. Like, I'm not trying to be here.
I'll be
and
good.
Like one of the teachers were just like came off a little wrong to me. She was like, oh my goodness, like this is so, like the best place ever. I was like, whoa, like I don't even know you, like like all this stuff. But then I didn't meet Mr. Peterson on open house. His first day at school, and like I'll never forget like when I knew it, like that my life was changing. He had a big impact on me. It was when my mom, they were probably we went back to school shopping, and I mean, when you go back to school shopping, I feel like every kid wants everything, like everything you see, like all this stuff. But my mom can only afford for a certain amount of stuff for me to get. And I know if this was a year ago, I would be like throwing a fit. Like I'll be so mad that I don't have like the newest stuff and all like the newest clothes. But I'll never forget, like I got what I got, and like I was content. And like I go to my mom, and like instead of me like whining about what I didn't get, I was like, thank you, Mom. Yeah. And like that was like when I was okay, like I feel my life kind of like taking a turn. And it was really all because of Mr. Peterson. Like that dude showed me how to become a man. He showed me how like just like his son went to that school, so he showed me how, like I could say a good. My dad was always in my life, but I saw like another representation of how a father should be to his son and stuff like that. But I just thought that was just the coolest thing. And to this day, we still talk. And his son Roman's like 5 years older now, so he's probably like in like elementary school, 4th grade. And being able to see him grow up too is just it's a unique little relationship, and I'm gonna cherish that one for life. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Hey, that's a good talking point, bro. The back to school shopping when you're a kid.
No.
Oh
bro,
yeah.
I got roasted a few times. My mom would get me some K-Swiss.
Yeah.
I go to school, bro. Damn near leave, wanted to shed a tear.
It was a point that like Reeboks, like these like all black or all white Reeboks were in, and I just needed all white, all black, and I was good to go. But I also wore uniform, like polo and like dress pants.
Oh, you did?
Or like khakis.
Did
so
you
I
have
never
that too?
really had to get
High
that
school.
fly.
Yeah.
High school, I went to all boys Jesuit school and how to do that. But yeah.
I never had a school
That-
or a uniform.
Where it was all boys.
Yeah.
So I went to all boys high school as well.
I love it.
And it like, yeah.
like people be hating on like girls and stuff.
Yeah,
but
true.
we're the ones really be pulling the most because like we ain't seen them for the whole week. So once weekend hits, it's like school to school to school. We're trying to figure out what the move is and everything.
I'm so happy he said that. Please, we are going to cut this out. Like absolutely.
When you go to an all boys school, it's literally like all day. It's like the locker room.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you with your homies, you with your friends. You locked in. It ain't no drama in the hallways in
none.
between classes or none of that. So it allowed me to just like focus on sports, and then also just like these are some of the best friends that I got to this day.
Oh yeah. No, same here. I mean, my 2 close friends from high school, they're in a frat at ASU, like just like having the most fun of their life. They're coming out to watch me play versus Wake Forest next week, and same with me for the weekend. And I feel like that's just a testament to our school, because like those like gonna be my best friends for life, and like they're coming out here to see me play, and like they're excited because like they've never really been outside of Arizona. They're stayed on the West Coast really, so like their seasons are changing. It's gonna be colder. Like it's good to see like ASU football. Like like it's no knock on them, but like at Notre Dame, like it's home game, like the atmosphere, like just like the family like kind of like environment that it's created is next to none. Like so I feel like I'm excited for them to just like witness like what I go through every single weekend or weekend like every other weekend. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
They're definitely gonna have a little culture shock.
Oh, yeah,
They've
100%.
never
It's gonna
left
be
Arizona.
Yeah, and my biggest like they've left it, but like they've never like a college atmosphere. So like my biggest thing is like I don't know what they expect me to like after the game. Like it's not gonna be anything like ASU. I'm like like we just be kicking it. Like
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
So that's the funniest thing. Is they're like like I can't wait to go have fun with like in Notre Dame. I'm like I don't know. Like I mean I'll be chilling after the game, so it's gonna be funny. But no, it's gonna be really funny.
Those late November Notre Dame home games.
Oh yeah,
those are always exciting.
they're awesome.
I actually went with your brother last year when we went to Boston College.
Yeah.
Bro, it snowed that day.
Oh, this field,
Bro,
was
it was crazy.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest football environments I've ever been in.
Yeah.
AZ. So we back in high school. I see you like now posting a bunch of stuff with like Denzel Burke, like Ryan Clark's son, Jaden Daniels, like all of them come from that area of Arizona.
So Jaden Daniels and Jordan, they didn't. They're from Louisiana, or I don't know. I know having a relationship with Jaden Daniels, but Jordan Clark, that's just a family friend because his dad played for the Redskins back when we were in Virginia. So my oldest siblings are really close to all of them. But Denzel Burke, that's one of my closest friends to this day. And yeah, that's our relationship's just strong, bro, and it's awesome to see what he's doing, what I'm doing. It's cool. So I was able to be around him since my freshman year in high school. So I think Arizona got the best talent in the country just because we produce athletes. So yeah.
Now Arizona's up there with like Texas, Cali, like and then there's those random states like Ohio kind of like lower on the totem pole, you know.
Yeah.
Yo. Ohio football is crazy. We nice with it. We got one of the toughest. Max Preps just dropped this actually like today. I think it was the toughest brackets, playoff brackets in the whole country. Ohio was like 6. Yeah. Illinois didn't make the cut at all.
Hey,
I
work in music, bro. You don't got to talk to me about football.
We did have the greatest Illinois high school football player ever on the podcast, though. So that's good for us.
Ty Isaac.
Wow. Yeah, no, look him up. He was fire.
Research, man. Yeah.
Talk about because obviously you had a ton of influence with your parents or with your dad, and then also your siblings as well. But you talked about playing alongside Denzel Burke as well. Kind of just talk about the influence of maybe him, how he motivated you working, or just maybe your siblings motivated you to help you get to where you are right now.
Honestly, I feel like my siblings motivated me the most just because, honestly, my parents. I would say, like, my parents put us in the best situations to succeed. So, honestly, that motivated me the most just because my parents, like, they wanted the best out of us but never forced it or put any pressure on it. But, they had us, if we wanted to do it, they'll have us in the best training. They'll have us in the best, best leagues, everything. So I feel like that just motivated me the most just to want to excel because my parents believed in me, and we're going to do whatever it takes for me to succeed. And my siblings, of course, seeing what they're doing, and I'm the youngest, so being able to see them getting scholarships and stuff. I remember, I thought it was the coolest thing. My brother, it was his junior year, and he started blowing up in recruiting, and my dad and him were going on recruiting trips. He could wear the jerseys and stuff. And that's when I was like, hey, I think I want to do this. I was seeing the way he was able to live out his dream, and then also see my dad live through us almost. So my dad went to junior college first before he went to Arizona. And I think Arizona was more so he's from there, so he went there just because it was close to home, kind of. So being able to see my dad kind of live through us is it's a unique kind of experience. I feel like last year I didn't appreciate it because it was the first for my dad to do a lot of things through me. So yeah, I would say my parents and family motivated me the most.
Yeah.
When did you realize the sacrifices they made? Because now looking back on it, as you're older, you realize your mom might not have had it, but she put you in the best. She probably always made sure you had the nicest cleats, the best tennis shoes for basketball, anything like that. But going through that as you growing up, you probably didn't realize the sacrifices that they were making. When was that for you?
I would say probably high school. And probably I would say even now I'm still learning more and more about them, what they had to do. But I remember just growing up, and my mom would drive 45 minutes after work to go pick up my sister from practice, come back home, cook. It's 8:30 at night. I've been at home all day. My dad, I remember being late. He would be late to pick me up because he worked in D.C. and would have to come all the way from D.C. to Leesburg, Virginia. Then from Leesburg go to Fairfax to pick up my sister. To drop my sister off for gymnastics. So when I was younger, that was just the normal. That was just the norm. But then as I would go hang out with my other friends, I realized I wasn't a traditional family. Traditional family is gonna be home by 5 o'clock, everyone home eating food, just chilling. But mine, it was just different. So I feel like I started realizing the biggest change was in high school when my older sister went away for college. So it was just me in the house. And my parents were heavily involved in what I was doing, and that was the first time they really could I had their individual attention, and I was realizing, wow, my parents really had to do a lot. So now they're really able just to relax, and it's just me in the household. So I would say that's when I really started realizing it was just me in the house.
Where did you go to high school?
Brophy College Prep.
How was your experience there?
Best thing in my life. I love Brophy. I met some of my closest friends there. It really it makes you grow. And it prepared me for where I'm at right now. It's one of the I'd say hands down, if I'm gonna live in Arizona, my kids are going to Brophy. All my boys are going to Brophy. And just the people there. They really want the best for you. I've never been the strongest academic person, but they pull it out of you. There was some mornings I would have to get there an hour early, and I would meet with this lady called Mrs. Vimberg. And Ms. Vimberg would help me read, because I would struggle reading for another class, and she would go early and would read and understand it, so I can pass these comprehension quizzes. So stuff like that, not a lot of schools are doing stuff like that, and they really want the best for you. So yeah, stuff like that just makes me want to give back to Brophy eventually one day.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Shout out to that teacher.
Yeah,
that teacher, she had no extra she had nothing extra to gain. She wasn't getting more money for going earlier. She wasn't getting anything out of it. She just genuinely cared. That's beautiful.
And that's what I thought. And those are some things that I didn't appreciate in the moment, because I'm just I gotta wake up an hour earlier. I gotta go meet with Ms. Vimberg. But now that I'm looking back at it, I'm just this lady's a high school teacher. I mean, like they're probably making whatever they're making, but like she has her own family she's to worry about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like she's like who am I to her? Like she could care less about football. Like she just solely wanted me to become a better reader, and I was like, that speaks volumes.
Shout out to our teachers.
Absolutely.
Shout out to our teachers.
Absolutely. I remembered what I was going to ask earlier. So, like, at what age did you realize that you could like play football like past high school? Because Sam told me earlier today. I asked him this, and he said, bro, when Ben was 6, I knew he was going to play. He was going to play college ball.
Honestly, it's people like there was never like a question like if I was going to play college. Like for me, like at least like. I knew what I wanted. I was like, hey, like I'm gonna go play college football. Then I'm gonna go do whatever after that. But like, there was no like question. Like, I remember like in 8th grade, like my freshman year, in high school. When I get to high school, like there was no like people were like, oh, what if we get offers? Like I'm like, no, I'm gonna get offers. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna play football in college. I'm gonna do well in college too. So I feel like just like I never, from a young age, I just had this utmost confidence for myself. That I knew that I wanted to play football in college, the highest level, and I was gonna do it. So yeah,
absolutely.
You talked about growing up a little bit and just having the confidence to go to college. How different, I guess, is this recruiting process? Recruiting process for me, it was like kids. Well, there was like one kid. His name was David Seals. He got offered by USC as like an 8th grader. It was crazy. It was like national news, and that was like very rare. And like now. You see kids, 6th grader might get an offer, 7th grader might get an offer. So probably when you were coming out, what was that recruiting process like for you? When did you get your first offer? When did you start to take certain schools serious?
So my freshman year, ASU invited like the top freshmen in the state just for like a little like day, like to come around the campus, the athletic departments, all that stuff, and they gave us a tour, try on the outfits and everything. And I'll never forget this. My brother Sam actually picked me up from this. I think my dad dropped me off and Sam picked me up, and like, I was just sad when he picked me up because at the end of the visit, like they told a couple guys to stay, not a couple guys, like dang near like 5 to 10 guys to stay, and they offered all these dudes in the state, like as freshmen, ASU offered them, and like I was heartbroken. I'm like, what? Like I'm like they offered this dude, and not me. And like I'll never. My dad was like, "Hey, like it's time to work. Like it's time to work." So after that, that was in like April. That was going to my sophomore year. So I had a game against Brendan Rice, who goes to USC, a highly talented receiver, now and then. And I played well against him, and that's when the recruiting started happening a little bit after that game. I created Twitter after that game, and I started gaining followers from coaches, and it was right when the season ended. Iowa State was my first offer. My dad was away at a conference, and then I was at home actually playing Fortnite, and my coach called me. He was like, this dude's gonna call you at this time. Make sure your phone's on, like all this stuff. I'm like, all right, like I'm chilling with the boys playing Fortnite. Like, what are you doing right now? Like 8 o'clock at night.
You talk later.
So like, so I was like, all right. So I go out there and like I tell my dad, I'm like, yo, like this coach wants to talk to me today. Like I don't know what he's going to talk about. My dad's like, oh, like let me know, like call me back. So like time go on, I go out there and talk to him, and the coach just like, no, like I want to offer you. I was like, what? I'm a sophomore getting an offer right now, and that's when it's really all started rolling in. I called my parents. I called my dad and told him. And I told my mom, and everyone's just happy. And I think the coolest thing was just like you posting your first offer. Like I am after a great conversation with so I'm blessed to receive my first Division I offer. Like you always dream about doing that. So being able to do that for the first time was special.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it's cool because that's when. What you talked about doing as a kid, what you talked about doing growing up, that's when it finally became a reality. Like, I'll get this opportunity.
Yeah.
I just picture that coach calling, like, their mid-Fortnite game, storm's closing out.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta go.
Yeah. That's funny.
That's funny. And then when you were in high school, like, obviously you played DB. Did you play offense at all in high school?
Here and there. Not really, though. I mean, I'll come in for a trick play, like a reverse, stuff like that, but not really.
And then at your high school, was did you go to high school that produces a lot of Division I talent? Did you play with anyone that also went D1?
I mean, our high school's well known, but it's Arizona, so we have powerhouse schools there. We have Chandler, Hamilton, Saguaro, Chaparral. So all like a lot of like the high recruits will go like to school like Chandler or Hamilton. So I mean, our schools were like a hot spot for some of the top athletes. But Denzel Burke was at Brophy for 2 years, and he transferred to Saguaro. So that's how me and him were so close. So we were at school for a year together. But now, besides that, not really.
How was that? Was that what was your record? Like, do you know how many games you lost?
When?
At Brophy.
Oh, I mean, my sophomore year we were decent. My junior year we were 0-9. Yeah, and then,
so how was that? Because obviously you at Notre Dame now and win a lot more games, but was it hard, like for recruiting process as well? You know, those kids at those other schools, they got a bunch of kids on the team getting offers, so kids are watching, things like that.
Yeah.
But if you play on a team that's not as good, or 0-9 team, a lot of scouts, coaches might not be there watching y'all play. So how was going through that, knowing that maybe like you were better than that level, or you should be somewhere else succeeding wins wise? How was going through that for you?
I mean, honestly, I don't know how it's gonna come off, but like, I didn't really care that much because I was playing with my best friends. I was playing football with like the guys who like I wanted to be around. So I mean, win or lose, at the end of the day, it's high school football. I feel like people try to put so much pressure on high school football that like, it just shouldn't be. Like, it's half the guys you're playing with won't end up playing college football. Half the guys, like, they're gonna end up doing their own little thing. So I mean, I was just happy I was out there with my guys. I think that's what is testament to Brophy. Like, it's a true like brotherhood. Like, you can win 0-9. Like, we're still gonna breathe. We're still gonna have a fun time after the game. Still gonna go out the next day. Like, so I feel like that wasn't really like a huge thing for me. Obviously, like you want to be like known. So if you go to Brophy, no one's gonna think you're that good really. But I just like always like have to say like the cream will rise to the top. Like, eventually, like one day, like people will understand. But no, I wouldn't take those years back whatsoever. Like, I'm happy I did it. I'm happy we had our 0-9 season. So yeah, so it was good.
You guys went 0-9.
Yeah,
0-9's
oh,
crazy.
that's tough.
Yeah, no, we didn't win the game.
Damn.
Yeah,
We
yeah, we didn't win.
Yeah.
No, that's tough.
Yeah.
When did the Notre Dame offer roll in?
My junior year after LSU offered me. Coach Polian offered me on Zoom.
Okay.
No, I'm tripping. Minkins called me and offered me at school, and then I had a Zoom with Coach Polian the next week and showed me the campus and stuff. And I was like, okay, I could end up being.
He showed you the campus from Zoom?
Yeah.
It was 2020?
Oh, it was
Yeah, COVID.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, was he on like a golf cart riding around the campus?
Nah, it was like they had like this whole like slideshow like
virtually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And you visited in 2021, obviously, right?
Yeah, I visited that June.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least you got to come see it, but
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Were there any schools, I'm actually interested in his answer, were there any schools up until you visited like in person? Because it's different when you visit in person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine the Zoom. I would be mad if they showed me the Zoom stuff. I'm not going to lie. Because it like hits, such a different feeling when you walk on campus and everything hits you. Were there any schools in competition with Notre Dame up until that visit in person?
Not really. I mean, my top 3 schools were Bama, Washington, and Notre Dame. So I feel like I didn't really care too much about the campus and stuff. Like, I was more so about the football and everything around it. But I didn't care about like the campus tour, all that stuff. Like, I just solely wanted to see like who could develop me the most, and make me the better man. And I just felt like Notre Dame could have done that. So I feel like there was really no competition. Like, once I was happy that I was able to see those campuses, because I would tell my mom, I was like, I want to go somewhere where the practice facility is like it's light. Like, I don't know why I said weird thing. This weird thing. I was like, I want like it to be like the sun could come in and see it. And when I went to Bama, it was like in a bubble, so it's dark. It's like a little darker in there. And then went to Washington, and you know how that is. The sun's up all like for the whole day in the summer, but then it gets really dark in the in the winter. And then Notre Dame, we at the end of my recruiting trip, we went to our indoor facility, and like it's beautiful. You have the huge screen. You have the sun can come in through like the glass windows. And like it was like the perfect, like I said, like I just want to be somewhere where it's light. And I was like, Notre Dame, mom is light. Like, I want to go there.
Wow, the practice facility did it.
That's what really got me.
Man, if you were there when I first got there.
Oh yeah, nah. It would have probably been like
you would have been somewhere else.
Yeah.
You would have been somewhere else. It was like it was where our indoor track was,
Uh-huh.
but like I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's, I mean, yeah, it was some dark days in there for sure. It was some dark days, but now they could raise the garage.
Yeah, no, it's
and, like,
beautiful.
Get fresh, you can get like
beautiful.
fresh air in it. It's
beautiful.
dope. It's sweet. You talk about the light and the facilities and things like that, but what interests you in Bama and what interests you in Washington? Because I feel like you're in that bottom pocket of the country, and then you were gonna either go like Northwest or you were gonna go Southeast, and then now you're in the Midwest. So it's like it wasn't like they're not all similar schools, like very different, all different styles of play as well. So what was it, outside of the facility and the light and the practice facility, what else was it for you?
I mean, I wasn't really scared of what's it called, traveling or like away from home or like the different like weather climates, because I came from Virginia and I moved to Arizona, so I do that. And then honestly, like, I would journal on every single visit. I'll just ask God, like show me like where I should be. Like I would tell him how I feel that night at like before going to the visit. And after going to visit, I'll jot down this, pray to God, like trying to ask him like for guidance basically. And I didn't get it. Like I thought like I was gonna have a dream and be like, oh, you need to go to this school, but I never got that guidance. So I feel like once that kind of set in for me, I was like, hey, like I really have this choice. I have to make it for myself. And then like I really started evaluating like what school wanted me for me, and like just like really had like an opportunity to play there. And Coach Mickens, I mean, you see what he's doing now. He's next to none. Like that dude, he's changed my life. He's changed my family's life. Like that dude just. Like, he's giving me an opportunity like that not a lot of schools would ever do that, what he did with me. I played against Ohio State my first game of the year, and I came in during the summer. He believed in me, and he prepared me. That's the biggest thing. Like, he prepared me for that moment. Like, there would be times where he would throw me out in, like, those tempo periods. And, like, I'm a freshman. Like, I would be like, I'm not ready for this. And I would get bombed on. Next day, like, I'm thinking, I'm going to be second string, third string, like, fourth string. He'd be like, all right, they'll be like, one's up. And he looks at me, and I'm like, am I going back in? And he throwing back in there is like making me get better. So I mean, like, to rewind from that, I mean, like throughout the like recruiting process, like he was the same way he was as he is now. So I feel that was the biggest thing for me. Like I wanted to go to somewhere where someone was really genuine and wanted me to succeed. So I feel like that was the biggest thing for me. Like Mickens sold everything for me I needed to, just because I wanted to come play for him, and that was the biggest thing why I wanted to go to Notre Dame.
Mickens is an Ohio guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like that in football.
He was, and
I've heard nothing but great things about Mickens.
Ohio. Oh.
No, not Ohio, bro. Ohio, don't you all got what is that? The Cincinnati chili? That's your thing?
I've never had it. The Skyline chili. I've never had. That's not a thing that I.
My dad used to bring it back when we go to Cincinnati. He would bring.
Come on.
Bring it back.
Yeah,
I feel like that's something.
It's like it's so good that they know how to freeze it and like save it. So they put like in this styrofoam bag, like a styrofoam like container, and they put icing in the bottom, and then they say
You like that?
I had it a couple times back when we were in the East Coast.
True.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Man, I've never had it.
I've never had it.
Yeah,
but I don't think I would try it.
Nah, I'm not.
It
that
looks
interested.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not that interested.
No,
but you get to Notre Dame, and you talk about Mickens giving you an opportunity to get out there, and that's the biggest thing for any corner.
Yeah.
Especially with the schedule we play, and also just the attention that we have, the eyeballs we have on us. You're in the most exposed position, at times, and so. What was it like, when you first got out there in games, getting the reps? And you talk about Ohio State, but talk about when you further on into the season when it started to become regular and you were out there, and then the plays started to happen as well.
Yeah, I feel like my goal was to break up my freshman season by 4, kind of 4 parts. So it's 12 games a year. So those the first 4 games was to get acclimated, whatever happened, and then the next 4. Was to get my feet wet, start getting my hands on the ball, trying to make PBUs, make more tackles. And the last 4, I told myself was separation time, so I broke that up. And the first 8 games, things just were there. I was out there. I was I felt another a regular dude. I was out there just running around chasing the ball. Nothing was really happening. So I was kind of getting down on myself. Dang, I see all these other guys having impacts on early on, and I'm just my story is not going to be like that. I don't know how this thing's gonna work out. There was definitely a time my freshman year I didn't know how good I was gonna be, if I was gonna pan out or anything. But then it was the Syracuse game, and that was one of my worst games of the year. I'm talking, I got torched that game, and I come back in on Sunday, and Coach Friedman pulls me aside before practice. He's like, "How do you think you did?" I was like, I played bad basically. He's just like, no, I don't think you did. He's like, you just had one bad play on that PI, but like all the other stuff we can correct. So I was like, wait a minute, like if that's what the head coach says to me before, like in my eyes, my worst game I've ever played in my life, and I'm like, whoa, like I got his confidence, like that gave me confidence to go out there and like feel free.
Yeah.
So that whole week, like I was playing in my head, I'm like, okay, like after that Syracuse game, I kid you not. Everyone went out that game because it was Halloween. And I went out for a little bit, but I came home into my room and just started crying because I just felt like I was like, I'm just not working out. So like for him to tell me that in that time of like my like transition was huge. So that next week was Clemson. So after the Syracuse game was Clemson, and that was just kind of like my welcome to college football moment. Like I feel like that was my breakthrough, and that like I owe it to him because like. Honestly, if he didn't tell me that, I don't know how I would have done that game because I could have been down with us all week. Like this is how my season's gonna go. Like I'm the freshman, they're gonna take up top. I gotta earn my respect. But nah, like he was just like your time is like this year. Your time is now. He just preached about like reach your full potential, and that was my biggest thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to go after this thing and like see what happens because if that was the worst that could happen, I'm willing to eat that up and just see what happens.
Okay, first off, I got a couple thoughts here. The fact that as a true freshman, you were playing like meaningful reps and a lot of time week 1 versus Ohio State with like all those wide receivers they had. That's crazy. That's unheard of. But that Clemson game, like what was that like for you? Because did you have 2 or 3 picks?
I had 2.
And then the 90-some yard pick 6. Like how was that game for you?
Honestly, that game from like you can't even like describe it. I mean, like you don't like things like that. Like they don't happen every single game, so you can't even describe that. Like I like sometimes like it's funny. Like I would like rewatch it sometimes. Like even like after season ended, like that really happened. Like that, like, I didn't really do that, and like it just amazes me. And also like it's a testament to God. Like I know like without him, like none of that would even be possible. So like the moment that like I start trying to hype myself up and like thinking like I did that, this moment's all gonna go away. So that was the biggest thing for me. It was just like, all right, like God, you did your thing. Like I'm gonna continue to follow me, but not to follow him just to get like that type of results because like I pray every night before a game and I don't get 2 picks and a 96-yard interception. But no, I go out there and I'm like, yo, God, like allow me just to play for you and you only, and like things like good things are gonna happen. And that's just the biggest thing, man. Like I just knew that I was nothing without him, and it's funny because like the weeks before that. I was like thinking like, oh, I got this all on my own. Like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go out there and ball out, and I just lost myself. I'm like, wait. Like I'm like, I gotta go back to like what got me here, and I just got back in my word and just got back just pressing forward, and like that happened ever since I haven't turned back.
Dude, I was so happy that game because like I grew up like a lifelong Notre Dame fan, right?
Yeah.
But then his older brother has been my best friend for like 6 or 7 years. So like I remember when he was telling me about Ben in high school, and then like when you were getting recruited. Where I was screaming at the TV so aggressively that game. Like, I was so proud. And then another thing that interests me about just, like, obviously your family, like, runs a church. And you know, you guys are all very religious. And your relationship with God for, like, you and all your siblings, like, fascinates me. I went to the Boston College game with Sam. And very similarly, like, we drove from Chicago. We got in South Bend. And Sam, for, like, 5 minutes in the car, just, like, started praying. And, like, prayed, like, hey, like, God, will you please allow Ben to, you know, display his talents this game, and just for like 3 or 4 minutes, and like I'm like religious and I've been getting more into it, but I've never like seen or done that.
That's my guy.
And like I watched Sam do that. We get to the game and Ben had 3 picks that game, bro. Like we were driving home, I was like, yo, something's up. Like, this shit works. Like it was crazy to watch. But fast forwarding to that Boston College game, you had 3 that game. What was that game like for you?
That game was it was weird because that game, they obviously have Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers was a first-round draft pick. And they like, in their press conference, said they want to attack me early just because, like, they wanted to see if it was luck, kind of. And, like, if I was an OC, I would do the same thing. Like, this freshman just had a great game. Let's see if he's, like, read too much stuff about him, like, got his head too big and, like, got away from his craft. But having that, like, foundation for my family, like, my dad, like, didn't allow me to get too high or too low. Like, just stay right in the middle. Like, even after that good game, like, things could change. So just, like, stay right in the middle. So, like, him doing that allowed me to perform the way I did just because, like, I was like, all right, I got to do it again. Like, I got to figure out a way to do it again and step up to the challenge. So, I feel like that was another fun game just because, like, as I said, like, you don't get 3 picks in a game in one game every single week. So, I feel like that's just another game you just got to, like, just be grateful for and look back and just appreciate what you did. But yeah, that was a fun game.
Yeah. And then kind of fast forwarding to this season, like between you and Cam and then like the season that Xavier's having right now, first off, just the DB room's crazy. How has it been for you to see like this season with the 7 interceptions that Xavier's had?
I mean, it's crazy because I knew X was gonna have the season was having. It was during fall camp, and it was our last stretch of fall camp, and we had a scrimmage, like a inter squad scrimmage, and it was a cover 3, and X middle safety, he dropped down to the Crota flat, and I pride myself in playing fast. I pride myself in like understanding like things happen before they happen, but like he was like a step ahead of all of us, and like I was just like I'm bailing and he's breaking, and he catches the ball like contorts his body like this, and then rolls over and has the ball still in his hands. And I was just like, oh, like, hey, X is ready. Like, I was like, all right,
he's arrived.
X is about to have one of those years.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. Like it was like slow mo, and like it was cool for me to see because like I saw him come down, and I see what's happening, but I don't break or whatever. So I see X like doing it. And I'm like, is he about to go get this?
Yeah.
And he contorts his body, catches it, and falls over here. And I was like, okay, like, nah, X is locked in. Like X is in his bag this year.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him too, just because like. Even last year, he could have had a couple opportunities. I'll never forget, like, he dropped a pick versus USC. He was like, I just dropped a pick, bro. Like what? Like, I was like, you're good. Like, we're going to get another one. So, like, seeing him have this year, like, it's just cool because, like, those, like, it's like those are your real brothers out there now. I feel like that's what makes this year so special because, like, this is the closest I've ever been to a group of guys in my whole life. So, when I'm out there, like, it's just cool, like, seeing, like, your dudes, like, shine, like, seeing Cam, like, understanding his struggle last year. Like, this dude could have been a top pick last year. Gets hurt and has to come back and like just like understand like at like although like, he comes in the goog and like acts like everything's all right, like it's weighing on him. Like I understand that. So seeing him having the year he's having right now is just like it's awesome. Like, I'm like, bro, like this, like it makes you smile because you're just like this dude worked so hard for this, and like seeing like everything like fall the way it should be falling. So I'm just like, nah, this it's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, appreciate you coming on Varsity House Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I was about to keep going.
Oh, my bad,
You're good.
No, that was hilarious.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, Benjamin Morrison, sophomore from Arizona. Appreciate you coming on. It's been a great episode. It's been a great time. Wish you nothing but best.
Thank you so much.
But success and health the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.